Hello, hi. Welcome. Guinevere's coming in here too. She knows just what time it is. Just what time? Hey, Guinevere. You want a snacky snack? Here you are. Oh, she loved it. And of course he heard it too. Benjamin, do you want a snacky snack? You do? Yeah, let me get you a snacky snack. Get you a snacky snack. A snacky snack. Yeah. Yay! That's good. That's so good. Now they're so good. Now they're like, I didn't know that snacks were possible here. All right, we're gonna start doing yoga here. Now, if somebody else says, yeah, give them a snack, then we will. We have to wait. Oh, how can I resist? How can I resist? Oh my goodness. How can I resist this? Can you see this? He's just putting his head on the inner part of my arm, like he's just resting his head there. So we'll come to an easy seated pose. If you'd like, you can come to hero's pose. If you do, go ahead and if you'd like to, you can put like a pillow or something underneath the hips to lift them up a little bit higher. I'm gonna go to the floor here. So they're my best friends right now. Thank you so much. They will just love this practice. He's like, where are the snacks? Where are they at? So this is hero's pose, and this is a really nice hip opener. Definitely if your hips don't come down to the floor, which it's, unless your hips are just naturally like that, it does take some time to be able to get into hero's pose. So definitely lift up the hips away from the floor. He's even bringing his ball in here. Ball for snack. All right. And we'll start to get into deep breaths here. Hero's pose. So this hero's pose, it helps to balance the vata and pitta elements within us, which is the air and space element for vata and fire and earth element for pitta. We'll take the breath deep into the belly, exhale out. And don't be afraid to put like even more, like it can be as many pillows or bolsters that you need underneath the hips, or if you want to use blocks. Blocks are a little bit less comfortable, they're more sturdy. Could be up higher here. Yeah, just get comfortable. Make sure you're not feeling like anything pulling in your knees. And if this is just not the pose for you, another option would just to come to easy seated cross leg position, just something that's nice and comfortable. Sit nice and tall, press your sits bones down into whatever is supporting you here. They're waiting. We're gonna inhale the arms up and exhale down. Inhaling up. And exhale down. Inhaling up and exhale down. Sweet, sweet boy. I'm bringing hands to heart center. And we will, where are we at? Yeah, we're there. I'm going to turn to the side. And we're going to practice this kind of in a different type pose to where we get to bring one leg out, placing the sole of the foot on the floor. And this may give you a little bit more space or movement to get into maybe the hip flexor on the front, this front bent left leg. And you know what I forgot to do was light this candle. So while we're here breathing, nice deep breaths, I'm gonna light the candle. My friend Denise had recommended some candles and some other folks had recommended some. So I did order a replacement candle for this one because this is almost kaput. Okay. What we're gonna go do here is kind of keep the abdomen nice and tight. Draw that navel in toward the spine. Maybe place the hands down toward the floor. And we're gonna extend the left leg out long. If you feel this compromise into your low back, you can draw that leg back in. We're just gonna stay here for just a couple of breaths, not too long, just real easy. And then we're gonna switch to the other leg. So as we're here, you may feel a slight gentle compression here between, like just in that hip flexor. If you press your sits bones into the floor, lift the chest and the heart away and up. Shoulders are relaxing down. Chin is kind of at just a parallel to the floor. And then exhaling, drawing that navel in toward the spine without rounding the back. I'm going to extend that leg long. Testing the waters, see if this is right for you, if it feels good for you. And then beginning to think of your intention for your practice. Knowing that you can take your intention to your day. It doesn't have to be limited to this space here, but this is a good place to practice it so that whenever you encounter challenging poses here, you can remember your intention. We actually just started, so this is the first pose of our practice that we were just kind of getting into heroes, and maybe don't try to go all the way for it, like don't just try to sit down on the floor because this is really hard on the knees. Listen to the body, sit nice and tall. I instructed to get like as many props as you needed to sit up, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next posture, which is easy seated pose. All right, so in our easy seated pose, we're gonna have, just note which leg is on top. We're gonna start to stretch up and over, so maybe place the left hand down, right hand goes up, and press that right hip down into the floor. Yeah. Opening in the right side ribs. Breathing nice and deep. And exhaling with that sound with the mouth and the lips closed. And switching to the other side. It's always nicer, a little bit sweeter on this side, like the second side. I don't know if it's because we've been crunching in like to this right side or crunching into that left side, and now we're opening it up. And it's just, there's something about that, like an accordion, like opening it up. Use that breath, fill the spaces between the ribs. Exhale down, and then we're gonna go back to the other side and feel that opening like the accordion on this side. Open it up. Release down, other side one more time. Pressing that left hip down into the floor as you reach the left fingertips up and over. Exhaling down. Nice. All right, we're going to extend our left leg out and draw our right ankle, placing on top of the left knee. Making sure this feels good for you. If it does, great. If not, you can always put more support underneath the hips. So maybe blocks or maybe a bolster. Sit up nice and tall. Then begin to draw maybe that right knee in toward the chest. So drawing. And you're always welcome here. If it doesn't feel good to have that leg straight, you're always welcome to bring this into cross-legged here with the knee bent, with the left knee bent. And you can send your palms, both palms back and open up. This might feel a little bit better for you than having the leg straight out, the left leg straight out. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. So if you have the legs straight, maybe the hip is starting to open up. And maybe you bring that leg, the right leg, closer into the chest. And release down. We're going to switch to the other leg. So drawing that left ankle, placing it just above the right knee. And you can jump straight to the version or the modification with the right knee bent if that's better for you. If this isn't comfortable for you, kind of to be sitting up, then you can go ahead and start with the palms back and then raising that left ankle on the right knee. So this might, it feels really good in the hip. And here you'd want to press the sits bones down. The back may want to round like this, but you want to press those sits bones down toward the floor. Point that tailbone down instead of forwards. Down. Heart is opening. Collarbones are relaxing away from the heart center. Breathing. If you are here with your leg straight, maybe you want to draw that left knee up, the left calf toward the chest, or maybe not. Maybe just kind of take it easy here. We didn't really warm up, so don't press it, don't force it. Let this be easy and soft and slow, mindful. So even this is fine. This is just great here. And then extending both legs long. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, reaching up, kind of like up, like you're presenting someone a gift here. Like, here you go. Those toes are pointed up toward the sky, and they'll start to feel a stretch all the way up. Backs of the calves, backs of the hamstrings, not back of the calves, because the calves are on the back. Shoulders are relaxing away, fingertips just floating up to the sky here. So just showing from the side, the toes are pointed up toward the sky. Not really forcing here, and if you need to bend the knees, that's okay. And then let your hands fall down, float down to the legs. Wherever they fall is fine. Maybe you grab your peace fingers around your big toes, or grab your toes with your peace fingers. Maybe you're gently touching the ankles or shins or knees, wherever is right for you. See if you can slightly have kind of instead of like completely curved around. Walk the hands back. All right. let us continue to start to get into these hips. So we're going to come up onto hands and knees. We're going to extend our left leg out long. There you are. Kind of rotate the ankle. Point and flex the toes. Draw your navel in toward your spine. On your next exhale, we're going to bend that knee here. I'm going to go to the side here. We're going to bend that knee up. Maybe touch that elbow. Inhale that leg back out. Exhale, draw that knee in. Really feeling your core working here. Maybe you have the slight gentle shakes as you move your leg through space as if it were honey. Hey kittens, Kilos Kung Fu, welcome. Yes, hips. All right, releasing that leg down, we're going to take the other leg out. Inhaling out, exhaling, drawing that knee toward the elbow. I have not gotten to catch your videos, kittens, yet, but I want to. So for anyone new here who has not met Kittens, he may stream, I don't know if you've streamed yet, Qigong class, and he's got other things posted. He's a professional instructor. Iron Fist of Steel. So check him out, give him a follow. Really move your leg through space like you're resisting. We're not just using momentum here, and then release down. Very nice. Now we're going to take those knees nice and wide, and then we're going to sink the hips back. You can become aware of your big toes and have your big toes slightly touching here. So we're going to walk those hands out. Let your forehead rest onto the mat. Use props as needed if you need, under your hips, under your head, whatever you need. On your next exhale, we're going to come up into tabletop, draw those knees closer together. We're going to step back into high plank. Deep breath here, draw the navel in toward the spine, roll shoulders back, open the heart toward the floor, and if you'd like here, you can drop the knees, and we'll move into chaturanga. So bending the elbows, keeping them hugged into the chest, and then the chest touches, chin touches the floor. On your next exhale, we're going to press our chest forward and lift the heart, point the toes. Exhale, sink back into child's pose. Sway the hips from side to side. Woo. Coming back up to all fours, tucking the toes, coming back into high plank. And then exhale, we're going to send our hips back into downward facing dog. So your knees can be bent here, it's fine. It's more important to have that straightness or the straight feeling between the hips and the wrists. Feeling a stretch in the shoulders with the heart moving toward the thighs. Maybe pedaling the feet here, spreading the fingers apart nice and wide. On your next exhale, we're going to send our left leg, letting it float up to the sky. Deep inhale here. And then exhale, shift the shoulders forward over the wrist, bend that left knee, and then place your left foot in between the hands. Yeah. Then we start to feel a stretch here in this hip flexor. We start to get some power, feeling power from this front left foot. high runner's lunge here. We're going to go ahead and lower that back knee, point the back toes. Inhale the right arm up and forward as we meet in with our arms here in a low lunge, with arms kind of like warrior two. Whew. Heart is boom, 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 boom. Increased heart rate here. We're going to bring hands to heart center. We're going to turn forward. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, opening to the other side. Maybe here you can take your gaze forward if it's comfortable for you. Hey, that's awesome. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Bring arms forward, inhale up, exhale hands down, placing them around that front foot, tucking the back toes, lifting up on that back leg, sliding the front foot back. It's always so empowering whenever you can get something that you didn't have before. It's like this yes feeling. And I think Yoshi's here to celebrate for you. Yeah, are you here to celebrate, Yoshi? There she goes. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. Yeah. All right, here we are, taking a deep inhale as I get hit in the face with a cattail. Yes. Oh my goodness. I think that's a happy tail. Oh, you're so beautiful. So if you're ready to move into your chaturanga, we'll bend those elbows, keep the knees on the floor, and then we'll touch the chest down to the mat, chin touches the mat. Hello, Yoshi. Inhale, peel the chest away from the floor. Heart lifts away, toes are pointed. Exhale, the meow. Sink the hips back. Inhale the heart up, coming into tabletop, tuck the toes, come into high plank, roll shoulders back and down, and then exhale, send the hips back. She's totally laying on my old book from college, that old book that I had it open to that pose if I had gotten a subscriber and ready, I had it out ready. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna keep the fingers nice and wide, pedal the feet here. Feel your chest moving toward your thighs. So the abdomen moves toward the thighs. If you have to bend the knees here, keep it moving back. Yeah, feel the stretch behind the shoulders. Inhale, perhaps straighten the legs a tiny bit. Raise the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, shift the shoulders over the wrists. Bring that right foot down, maybe between the hands here. All right, nice job. So here it's common, and I see myself doing it, keeping this back leg kind of weak or bent. Press the back heel toward the back wall. And as you do that, you'll feel your quad working, strengthening in your left leg. So if you're feeling too much in the hips, like as you sink down, maybe go to the fingertips. And then on your next exhale, release that left knee down. Maybe point those back toes. Inhale the arms up and forward. And then we're gonna open out, sending the left arm back and the right arm forward. So our hips, just take it natural here. If the hips want to, kind of open up, that's fine. Or if you want to keep them forward, squared with the front of the mat, that's fine too. Exhale the arms forward, inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale the arms up. And exhale that left arm forward and right arm back. Your cat does the same thing. She hits you in your face with her tail. She does that when she's happy, and she's pretty happy all the time. Whew. Benjamin. And inhale, arms up. Square the shoulders forward. Exhale, send the hands around that front leg. Tuck those back toes. Send the front foot back, meeting in high plank. One last chaturanga here in our practice. Pointing the toes, inhaling up. And exhale, come to tabletop. Go ahead and widen those knees. Bring the toes to slightly touch, and then send the hips back. Yeah. Tail thwops. Oh, yes. Does your cat, kittens, anytime you meditate, like just immediately come around? Or anybody else out there who has a cat? Exhale, bringing shoulders up, over, coming into tabletop. And then we're going to come back down into seated. So go ahead and make your way down. And we'll start to get even more into these hips. So we've warmed them up a little bit more. And here we go. So we're going to try our fire log pose. I'll borrow one of the dog's blankets. Guinevere's laying off to the side on like a pile of blankets over there. And this blanket's warm from Benjamin. So fire log, it's called, or I call it that. I know it's called that. I don't know why it's called that, but I can tell you what I can imagine. That this is a fire log, and then we put another one right on top. It's important to keep both toes pointed forward, flexing those feet. You can use a blanket underneath one leg if you need, or if this really doesn't feel good at all, then feel free to just fuse that top calf, bring it in front of the bottom calf, just fusing it together like that. Nice tall spine. Cat Zen, exactly. Staying here if you want, or inhaling the arms up and exhaling, maybe sending the hands down and forward and walking the hands out, and then you may start to feel even more stretches back and even into the sacrum area. This fire log pose is definitely a challenge, and it's just hard. And I do think it has something to do with people's hips, and some people can do it more, maybe easier because the way their hips are shaped. What's up, Benjamin? My husband's a good example of one. Like, he can do this pose no problem. He's really good at it. My sister's really good at it. But then there's people who've been practicing yoga for a really long time and they can't get it, and it has nothing to, it's nothing to do with anything other than this pose just is not really maybe for their bodies, or their bodies need something different to get into those muscles there. So we're going to switch it over to the other side. So whichever foot was on bottom, we're going to switch that one on down. Switch places. Demoing here. Or fusing that leg in front. And knowing that the hips can be different. So it might be more approachable on one side, and yet on the other side, it doesn't feel quite as nice. Or maybe it's easier on this side. Everybody's body is different. I've also heard this pose called double pigeon. He's so good. I gave him a haircut last Wednesday. He needed it. He plays psych a lot. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Inhaling the arms up if you like, and exhaling forward, keeping that back nice and straight, pressing the sits bones down into the floor, fingertips come to the ground, and then maybe walking forward. Completely up to you, remembering to keep those toes pointed forward and the feet flexed. And walking the hands back. Oh yeah, feels so nice. Ooh. All right, get your straps. And we're gonna take this on down. All right, we're gonna take that strap up into the right foot. The right ball, the right foot. Grab that strap. Let's go ahead and take the strap with both hands this time. We're gonna flex that left foot too. So both feet are flexed here. Kind of working on our reclined splits. You're welcome to even hold behind the knee, behind the thigh. Maybe circle here. Normally Benjamin doesn't even care about being in here. He's like on the couch out there, circling the other way if you're circling here. I always wanted him to be on the stream here. Those snacks were a hit. All right, taking the strap into the left hand, the right arm comes out to the side, and you got this. We're gonna draw that foot across the body. Keeping that left leg nice and flexed, and the outside edge of that left foot can come to the floor, so those toes can point out toward the left. So maybe try to keep both hips even at first here on the floor, so that would mean that the right foot doesn't come across the body quite so much, so we're not going straight into like the twist. If you keep both hips on the floor and draw the foot across the body just a little bit, you'll start to feel a stretch in your right hip. And then when you're ready, if you'd like, you can continue on and let this get into, as I kick the candle, I'm like, oh, that's a little warm. Breathing, thinking of your intention for your practice. Inhaling that foot up. Bringing those left toes up, taking the strap into the right hand, and the left arm goes out by the side. Drawing that hand down, letting it slide down the strap. Both elbows and upper arms are on the floor. And drawing that foot away from the body. Yeah. And both feet remain flexed here. If your spine starts to arch, that just means this leg's gone too far and you'll need to bring it back just a bit, and you might start to notice some shakiness here in the abdomen. So draw that navel down toward the spine. When you're ready, bring that foot back, and then we'll switch to the other side. Extending the right leg out long. Taking the strap in both hands this time on this side. Maybe making small circles as if you're tracing a small apple or orange with the tip of your big toe. Letting your shoulders relax away. Whew. And circling the other way. Or maybe you're tracing a small apple or orange, or maybe you want to take that a little bit wider, a little bit more. Just do what's right for you here. Then we'll take the strap into the right hand. The left arm goes out by your side. Deep inhale and exhale. Draw that foot across the body, trying to keep both hips even on the floor. Just for now, allowing the stretch to go all the way up into that left hip. Nice. Let's breathe in with that ocean quality breath. Exhaling with that Darth Vader quality tone. And maybe letting that left leg float out even more. And the right toes point out toward the right. Inhale here. Let's just sigh that out if you like. Deep inhale, and then as we exhale, we'll bring the foot back. And then take the strap into the left hand, right arm goes out. Maybe you have the hand up, the fingers pointed up toward the sky with elbows bent. Cactus arm here with both arms. So we want both upper arms on the floor, both elbows in contact with the floor, just so that we have a little bit more stability here in our abdomen. And if your abs are like fine and you don't need this, that's fine. This is just an option, a modification if you need. Breathing. Ooh. When you're ready, bringing that foot back to center. And then we're gonna actually turn over. Where are we at in time? Oh, just real quick. We're gonna get into, kind of need my mic. Just getting a little bit into the hip flexors here. And the quads. So bending both feet up. Both knees, reaching back, maybe grabbing the feet, or you can use a strap to wrap around if that's more comfortable for you. Where's my strap? There it is. So if you need this, so you can stretch out the quads. If your low back is like not happy, if it's feeling a little bit tight or tense, you can widen the knees just a hair, just a little bit. Staying here if you like, or if you want, you can kick your feet into your hands, coming into bow pose. Breathing all the way into your solar plexus. This is where we have our energy center for will, determination, feeling your heartbeat here in your solar plexus, just above the navel, exhaling down. Good. And then we're going to come right back over onto the back. I totally stole Benjamin's blanket. I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you. We're going to do reclined pigeon. So drawing that left leg in toward the chest, toward the shoulder, placing that left ankle on the right knee. So we kind of did this sitting up earlier. Hopefully this will feel nice and open. We're going to reach for the right knee. Tighten the abdomen. Hug that knee in toward the chest. This may feel really good if you've been sitting down for a long time. Mom Bon! I would recommend for average height 6 foot. They have 8 foot. This is a 10 foot, which comes in handy. Sorry, I pressed my phone, my remote, which comes in handy. So 10 foot is good for some poses, but for the most part, a 6 foot strap would be just fine. Unless you're like really tall, then you may want to go for the 8 or 10. So here you can interlace the fingers behind the thigh. You can hold in front of the knee. Or anywhere that feels nice and safe and good for you. Maybe you don't hold on to this leg, maybe you actually cradle that left leg. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So gently lowering that right leg down, uncrossing the legs, and crossing the right leg over on top of the left. And then exhale, draw the left knee in. Woo! This side is definitely more tense for me. It's probably because this is my dominant leg. Oh man, this is good. See what feels best for you, where to keep your hands. And then we'll release that left leg down, uncross the right leg, hug both knees into the chest, separate the knees, pull them gently toward the shoulders. Maybe interlace the fingers, the peace fingers around the big toes, and then send the soles of the feet to the sky. Or you can hold anywhere on the leg that's comfortable for you. Maybe you want to rock from side to side, or maybe you just want to keep it nice and stable, stay at midline here. Just listen to the body, do what's right for you today. We're going to send both legs up to the sky for our inversion of the practice. Maybe pointing and flexing the feet here. All right, and taking those feet down, extending the legs long. Getting maybe a bolster or rolling up a blanket or pillow underneath your knees. So get nice and comfortable in your Shavasana pose of rest and let everything integrate here. Integration. I'm going to go ahead and sit up, but please feel free to stay seated and allow the body to integrate everything that we've done during this practice today. Go ahead and take your awareness to your breath. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades underneath the body. You can have your hands gently resting on the abdomen, or you can have them out to the side with palms up or down, or however feels best for you. Maybe you cover your eyes with a blanket or eye pillow, sleeve of a shirt or jacket. She must know that we're all Zen here, so we get even deeper into our Zen-ness. Go ahead and clear the throat. And notice the tongue. Peel the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Nice deep inhale and exhale. We're going to travel our awareness through our chakras from, not all of them, just the main ones. Take your awareness to the tip of your tailbone, to the root chakra, and imagine the color red. And bring your awareness up even further to the center of the pelvis. And visualize the color orange. Traveling your awareness even further up to the solar plexus, the space between the navel and the sternum, so right here. And think of the color yellow. Take your awareness to your heart center. And visualize the color green. Bring all your awareness to the pit of the throat. And see the color blue. And space between the eyebrows. See a purplish color, indigo. And then your awareness just above the crown of the head, very top of the head or just a bit above, and visualize a brilliant white. Taking your awareness back down to the center between the eyebrows. Pit of the throat. Heart center. Solar plexus. Center of the pelvis. And tip of the tailbone. Take your awareness to your breath. And if your mind begins to wander, it's okay, just bring your awareness back to your natural breath. Bringing your awareness back to your body, gently wiggling fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles. Taking in a deep breath and exhaling, sighing that out. Turning over to one side. When you're ready, just gently pressing your way up to seated. Bringing hands to heart center. Taking in a deep inhale. Taking your time here. So there's no rush. Just meeting an easy seated pose. And we'll do one Om together. Thank you for your practice today. The divine light and grace that is in me recognizes and is so thankful for the divine light and grace that is in you. Namaste.